been a while, but we're back at Happy Valley on Wednesday night for a 9-race program, and we've got it covered all right here for you on Racing to Win. And the first gets underway at the normal start time of a 9-race program, being 6:45 local. Here to preview it all is Paul Lally and Tom Wood. And Tom, we can't start the show without talking about Sunday at Shah 10. Such a wonderful win by Voyage Bubble, but an even bigger win by the champ Golden 60.
That's right, Mark. It was a great afternoon at Sharton. There were plenty of people there to enjoy the action. The Golden 60 beating Romantic Warrior and California Spangaloo led them up. And yes, I don't know what we can take out of that classic mile, Mark, because they basically stayed in all of their same positions right throughout, with the exception of maybe Galaxy Witness.
They did indeed, and Jamie just allowed to rate the horse beautifully in front, Paul, and zipped up the straight.
Yeah, won really nicely, didn't he? That was the danger. They leave him alone, and he did it. There was a lot of money for him late as well. He went Brown Lambton betting almost halved. So, look, it was a really good days, and I'm glad that the feature race lived up to the billing.
It did indeed. Now, on Wednesday night, there is a jackpot.
Yeah, there is. So just a small one from relative terms. 300,000 go into the triple trio. Even card for out. Want to see if Gold Baby can go on with it in the last. He's looked really good this season.
We're going to preview that race for you right here on Racing to Win, but there are scratchings. There's a number of them. Race 5, number 4, Above All, has been replaced by Wood on Fire and Derek Long. Race 5, number 9, Plenty, is out. Top T. Last start winner comes in for Ruan Meyer. And race number 8, Everyone's Victory, has been replaced by Equalita Blitz and Lyle Hewitson. So that's the withdrawals for the meeting. As far as the details go for this week, we are up to meeting. Oh, look at that light show. Meeting number 41. 9 races on the A course. And we're going to preview the last 2, the divisions of the Class 3 over the 1,200 metres, the Tinlock handicaps. As we have a look at the first of them, race number 8, we've got Adios with the visor off, the cheek pieces and the tongue tie going on. Yo Beauty carries an extra 11 pounds on his last start run, with Antoine Hemlin getting back on board. Harmony and Blessed is second up. Majestic Night has his second look around Happy Valley. Compassion Spirit's a 4-time winner course and distance. Leslie has his second start in Class 3. We've got Sugar making his Class 3 debut. How Deep Is Your Love? A wider draw, plus 3 pounds on his first up second in this grade. And Brave Star, second time in Class 3 for him. So it's a pretty even race, Tom, with a number of these horses coming to this grade for either their first or second time. What does that do as far as the speed map goes?
Well, there should be quite a bit of pace in this second to last race. Harmony and Bless, we know that he certainly can go forward from barrier number 6, but Majestic Night has got barrier number 3, so should be able to cut down to the rail. It's Compassion Spirit who's drawn barrier number 1, and he's probably going to end up at midfield. Adios should get a much better run this time, Paul. And Yo Beauty, of course, he was fired out of the gates to win the 2-back, so we know he's got the pace as well, but he's out in barrier 10.
Yeah, and look, he didn't get to the front last start, so it's just a concern whether he will this race as well. That's why I thought he might be just behind the horses like Majestic Night and Harmony and Blessed, who we know's got really good gate speed. How Deep Is Your Love? No luck for him, barrier 12. Leslie's drawn wide as well, so those two just might be a little bit further back than I would rather like.
All right, but we're going to start with that horse right there. Harmony and Blessed is his name. He's trained by David Hayes, and this is what he told Nick earlier today.
David, Harmony and Blessed ran a really good race after a decent break last time out. Back to the races on Wednesday night. How's he been since that first up run?
Look, he seems to have held his form. It was a high-pressure race. He drew wide and showed great speed to sit in a good spot and held on well. So I think that's easier tempo. He should be able to sit an on-pace dominating role, and hopefully he can put his run up again.
Just talking about sort of dominance, I mean, there is a little bit of speed in the race. He has led in the past. Is it essential that he does go forward, or is he the type of horse you can take a lead with?
He'll naturally want to go forward. Like, that was probably as fast a tempo race as you could see with Super Axiom and Co in that race. So I would be surprised if he wasn't travelling after 300 metres in the first 3 or 4.
He had 6 months off before he ran last time out. Is it how big a concern would it be, perhaps, for a horse running second up after such a lengthy break? I mean,
I think legitimate concern.
Yeah.
Like he ran out of his skin.
Sure.
He was well prepped for his first run. Had lots of trials and gallops, but if ever there's a case for a second up syndrome, it could be on Wednesday.
I mean, the one plus he does have, and it's a big tick in the right box, is the fact that his second up record is very good, and this might just be the time to catch him if all is right.
I hope you're right. Look, I know in this class he's got the ability to win, and The signs are that the first run hasn't jaded him, so we're hopeful he can go close.
David Hayes on Harmony and Blessed, our first interview on the show. We move on, Tom, to our first replay, and we're going to have a look at here. Sugar, a last start winner. Really good record, course and distance, but unknown when it comes to Class 3.
Yeah, but I think the lightweight's definitely going to suit him. He's carrying nearly 15 pounds less than what he was carrying last time out, 116 this time, and he dug in deep here over Righteous Arian and also oversubscribed, so I'm going to keep him safe, especially from a low draw pool.
Yeah, he's going to get a good nice run, I think, and look, he'll sit off this fast tempo, I think. So I think he's definitely a chance. I've included him as well.
It's a good report for Sugar. Alfie Chan rides again for Casper Founds. Now, this is a horse, Paul, that you've been with at Sha Tin lately, Majestic Night. What about switching back to Happy Valley for just his second look at the track?
Yeah, he's only raced once there before, hasn't he? But that was earlier on in his career, and he drew barrier 10. He's drawn nicely here in barrier number 3. He'll be on this pace. It's just, I think Happy Valley should suit him, to be honest with you, the way his racing style. I'm going to stick with him. I think he's going to be out of trouble in front.
He'll be in it for a long way. Of course, this was the race that was won by Not Usual Star at any old price. We'll see if that form can be franked either Wednesday night or at the weekend, because he's lining up. But he'll be in it for a long way and give you a sight.
Yeah, our next replay, Tom, we've got How Deep Is Your Love, who's been around the money, including a win a couple of starts ago. Yo Beauty not quite as sharp out of the gates this night, and Humble Star, he went on protest at the start prior, and this was his second start on a quick backup.
You sort of go in How Deep Is Your Love, but barrier 12 does make it tricky. I thought he stayed on well. He was no match for Armour Eagle, who's also engaged on this card. So, look, he goes in, but he's going to need a bit of luck from that sort of draw. I haven't got Yo Beauty in either, Paul.
No, I'm totally with you. I haven't got Yo Beauty in, but I have put How Deep Is Your Love. The draw is a concern, but he's got a nice weight. He'll get back, and the pace should be on.
We saw in your speed map, Paul, that he doesn't lead Yo Beauty. If he jumps like he does this night, is he going to have the speed to cross the other two?
Well, this is the thing. Harmony and Bless is one of the fastest horses over 1,000 metres. That's the query. And Majestic Knight's been really quick out from barrier 3. Like, if he jumps like this, it's a chance, but he didn't jump like that last start, so that's why it just worries me a little bit.
Yeah, he's got barrier 10, so if he does jump like that, he might, if he can jump like that, get in front of them without too much difficulty, but there's a few others that have got a bit of pace to kick up along the inside. I thought Leslie ran okay this night. He's first up for 42 days. Armour Eagle's come out of this race and won, Paul, but he's another one that's got a bit of a tricky draw. He was right on the cusp.
It's exactly the same. He was on the cusp for me as well, but just a draw. I just think he's going to be a little bit further back than he would like.
Tom, you've been a supporter of Adios pretty much right throughout his time here in Hong Kong. He ran down the track last time behind Humble Star, but he raced wide. Zach Purton gets on board for the first time this week. This is his track work from a few days ago. Look to be doing it very comfortably.
He does, not really tested at all in that track work. And I quite like him in this race, Paul, because he's had a little freshen up. He had some excuses last time out. He was 3 wide, no cover, and that clearly hampered his ability to finish off at the end. So that's not going to happen from barrier number 4 with Zach on board. I thought he was definitely one of the leading chances because his form had been good, hadn't it?
Oh, very good, yeah. No, he's definitely in for me. Tongue tie on, cheek pieces on for the first time as well. The little query I had was just he has to carry the big weight. But other than that, look, he should get the nice run, and yeah, he's one of the main chances.
Interesting, they got gear change as well because they put the cheek pieces on and the tongue tie. He did get his head up last time out.
Barrier number 4, so a similar sort of draw to where he's been lately. A couple of other horses, Paul, before we move on. Compassion Spirit, 4-time winner course and distance. He is going to get a perfect trip off a good to fast tempo from barrier number 1.
Yeah, so I think he'll sit just sort of 3 back. Compassion Spirit, as you say, won 2 starts ago. Maybe a little bit disappointing last time, but he did have that tough trip, so maybe a little excuse as well.
Yeah, covered a fair bit of ground there. He was 5 wide on the home turn when he came up and around them.
And what about Brave Star, Tom? He failed last time at Sha Tin. He ran 8th behind Not Usual Star, but his recent Happy Valley record is good.
Yeah, I'm actually going to include him here because he's drawn on barrier 9. Now, they might go back with him. He raced wide, no cover wide throughout last start, but when he won over Miracles, the form might be questioned there a little bit, but he ran with plenty of merit last start.
He did. Again, at the barrier 9 was just a little query. I think he'll try and get some cover midfield, but another one that might be just a little bit further back, but the pace will be on.
All right, we've broken it down as much as we can, Paul. After all of that, who are the top 4?
Well, I'll stick with Majestic Knight. I think he's going to be on pace, out of trouble. And look, he's only had the one go at Happy Valley, and that was from barrier 10. He's drawn really nicely here on barrier number 3. Sugar should sit just off the pace. How Deep Is Your Love will get back, run on. And Adios, we spoke about him as well. 4, 9, 11 and 1.
Yeah, I'll go with horse number 1, Adios here. Yes, he does have the big weight to carry, but he did have clear excuses last time out. He's got barrier 4, the visor is off, the cheek pieces, tongue tie go on for the first time. So Adios over Brave Star. She'll get the tempo to suit. I think he'll probably be back of midfield in this race from barrier number 9. He stayed on pretty well last time out. Sugar's drawn to get a good run. And How Deep Is Your Love? Another one that's drawn wide here. Couldn't reel in Armour Eagle last start. 1, 12, 9 and 11.
That is the preview for race number 8. We're going to head to a break here on Racing to Win. Back to look at the second division of the Class 3 over the 1200 metres right after this. And welcome back to Racing to Win as we preview Happy Valley on Wednesday night. First trip to the city circuit in a few weeks and the rails back in the A course position. We've seen race number 8 before the break and we're going to see race number 9 now, and it's the second of the Class 3s over the 1200 metres. Excellent Piers carries the top weight again and he's got a wider draw. He's been back to the trials also. Armour Eagle, last start winner, carries an extra £6 for it. Valiant Elegance, a gear change. The blinkers off, the shadow roll goes on. Outgate's a first starter, one from 1400 up to 1600 in the UK when trained by Daniel and Claire Kubler, raced under the same name. Gold Baby carries an extra £7 for his debut win in this grade. Jolly Ruler wears a hood again. Golden Link's last two at Happy Valley have been very good. And Science Patch down the track, the last couple over at Shah 10, he switches across to Happy Valley from a good draw of barrier number 1. I guess, Tom, the position of Gold Baby is important here because he's got that devastating turn of foot.
Well, he's drawn barrier 3, so he might not get as far back as he has in his last few runs, Gold Baby. But in this race, Outgate, you'd imagine he can certainly fly forward here from barrier 9 with Angus Chung's £10 off. He's shown pace in his trials. He was a little bit slow in his most recent one, but he did muster after that. Valiant Elegance has got pace, Paul. A Bundle of Charm, he's probably going to have to come across from 10 and slot in somewhere there. And then you've got Science Patch. Winning Icy looks to be the odd one out from barrier 12.
Yeah, look, he might have to go back from that wide draw. But Bundle of Charm, now he can come across, I thought, with Outgate, because Outgate's drawn 9 and he's drawn 10, so they might come across together. Valiant Elegance, if he doesn't want to lead Outgate, is an alternative leader.
Okay, so that's the speed map for race number 9. Our first replay here as we go back to the replays, because I'm in control of these today, Paul. And so we go to Happy Valley last time, and here is the aforementioned Gold Baby. Buried on the inside, he's been able to take the step up from Class 4 to Class 3 and also to 1200 metres. Golden Link is there. Stormtrooper's not too far off a class drop, but he's normally running on if the pace is good.
Yeah, exactly. And Gold Baby just shown a really good turn of foot, this horse. I mean, he started off on a rating of 38 at the start of the season. He's now up to this rating of 70. How far can he go? I mean, the way he's been winning, I think he could win again.
Yeah, I think he can. He's certainly, we're not quite halfway through the season, but he's definitely one of the most improved horses going around. And that was a perfect, patient ride from Vincent Ho, back on the fence, didn't panic and shot up the rail.
There's his report card. Tom, you can see 4 from 7, Vincent. Just can't go a yard at Shah 10.
No, doesn't seem to enjoy the going there. But this season he had 5 starts for those 4 wins, and the other placing, Paul, was 4th.
Yeah, and he was a bit unlucky there too. 6.7 he was when he was what he was paying at season debut. You wouldn't mind some of that off a rating of 38 right now.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it? What about Vincent's rides for the meeting? Paul, outside of Gold Baby, is he in for a decent sort of night?
Well, Larissa is so well rated at the moment, so I think he's a chance. All as good as a horse that basically just places all the time. Righteous Aaron, I think, is ready to go to win. So he's got some pretty good rides, I thought.
Yeah, he does. He's got Legion of Merit there, who's in good form at the moment. Glorious Lover, can he get the long-standing maiden home? Gold Baby towards the back end of the program. Of course, he's got Brave Star, who's going to need a little bit of luck from barrier number 9. So strong book there. He's good. I think got at least a couple of winners there, maybe.
That's a good sign for Vincent Ho come this meeting. We move on now, Tom, to Armour Eagle, and there he is. He raced without too much luck at all at the 2 starts. The 9th, he had mucus and he got jammed up when second behind Yo Beauty. Didn't knock his confidence. He was strong here. And he only just missed out 2 starts ago, and then last time out got into the clear. He was well back, but he improved nicely down the side. He goes from carrying Paul 125 to a 131, but I think he's still got a few points in hand at this stage. Yeah, definitely. Look, he's at the career high rating here of 76 now. He did. Yeah, 76 at the moment. He went up 6 points for that win.
But I've included him again because, as you say, I think there is rating points there for him.
You certainly can't knock the form of this horse, Paul, which is Excellent Peers. There he is back in the field down on the inside. Wide draw, though. He does start from gate number 11. Winning Icy's had a really quiet trial since this race. Is he just becoming a victim of some success and just struggling off a higher mark?
Could well be, and he's drawn wide as well, so he's going to get a bit further back than he would like. Excellent Peers gets back anyway. He's got this wide draw. Look, he'll want a little bit of pace on in the race, which he could get. I've included him because he's going so well at the moment.
You can see that Golden Link coming off heels there as well. He's got that awkward head carriage, but he's shown on more than one occasion that it's definitely effective, and he was finishing off there. Of course, Nordic Dragon went out and failed quite spectacularly at his next start, but I think Excellent Peers will need some luck from 11, but Pertinon should counteract that.
All right, we go back now 4 starts ago for Seizing the Moment. The replay is not from 4 starts ago, but his last start in Class 3, Tom, he ran second behind Ping Hai Galaxy, which is good form. He's in Class 3 again now. His last 2 out of 3 have been up in grade. He's a horse that's won 3 times around the Valley. There's not much of him. Where does he sit in this race, in your opinion?
Well, I've included him in for 4th. He's run 6th his last couple. He was beaten 2.5 lengths last time out behind Humbled Star. He covered a little bit of ground down the side. He's likely to get back sort of back midfield or worse in this race. I'm not sure if he's the same horse we saw maybe 12 months ago, Paul.
Look, he has run second off a rating of 80 before, so he is capable. He did carry 134 on that time, so he can carry a bit of weight for a small chap. But yeah, I'm a bit like Tom. I'm not sure if he's going well this season as he was last.
He's dropping £3 for this, so that might be an assist for him.
Okay, so that's Seizing the Moment. Next up, we go to Sha-Tin now, Paul. This is 2 starts ago. Bundle of Charm, ridden in the lead this day and gave a decent enough sight. Your speed map has him going forward. He hasn't been to Happy Valley a whole lot. In fact, he's only been here once before. He's going to have to do it from barrier number 10. Have they got to go forward with him in this race?
Well, look, that's how when he led all the way and won nicely, didn't he? He sort of dominated from the front. I think from barrier number 10, Karras will probably won't have too much chance. I mean, obviously John Sayers will tell him what to do, but you know, look, he has run well on the pace. If they try and hold him up, he could, you know, do what he's good at. That's how I see it.
He'd won 2 of his first 3 starts and got himself up to a rating of 72, and he just hasn't quite been able to springboard off that. So I don't know if things came around a bit quick for him, but it's not the same Bundle of Charm we saw going back to June of last year.
And the only first starter in the meeting is Outgate, who raced 9 times prior to arriving. Won over the 1400 on the Tapeta at Wolverhampton, 1400 at Haydock, 1500 twice at Chester, and then won over the mile at Haydock. His trials, Tom, he's had 4 of them. He's won his last 3, including this one on the all-weather at Sha-Tin. And knowing that he has one on the Tapeta, I guess there is an opportunity we might see him race on this surface down the track too.
Yes, certainly, and he went forward in this barrier trial. You can see he's on the outside to Heroth, Youthful Deal, Beauty Eternals in this trial as well. He did miss the trial at the start a little bit in the early stages, but he was able to get himself forward, and that's what he likes to do. Paul, it was a consideration, but I just thought first up, barrier 9, apprentice ridden, I thought there might have been a few things against him.
It's interesting because he comes in on a rating of 74 and he gets his £10 claim. So in theory, he's quite well rated if that's what the handicappers have rated him to come into Hong Kong. Look, his trials have been good. He has got that apprentice claim. He should go forward from that wide draw. I've included him just on a minor line. Okay. It's very hard to win fresh up here.
He's never tried anything less than 1,200 metres. 1,400 metres, I should say.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Outgate, most intriguing first starter to close out the night at Happy Valley. And you just said, Paul, he's in on a minor line for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with Gold Baby. I think he can win once again. Gold Baby. He's just going so well this season. He's just winning them for fun. And he's just got a really good turn of foot. He's only been beaten once all season, and I think he can win. Excellent Pairs. He's got to carry the weight from a wide draw. But look, he won 2 in a row, then he ran a really nice second behind Nordic Dragon, although beaten quite a bit. I still think he can run into the placings here. Amor Eagle, again, a horse who's been going really well. His last 2 starts have both been good. Theory, he could have won 2 in a row there. He was only just pipped, and then he came out and won nicely, and it's quite a strong race, beating How Deep Is Your Love. Then the first start at Outgate, he's £10.53. He's had plenty of work to get into the race. He's had 4 trials. Hood goes on, tongue tie goes on. So I think he's really tuned up for a good run here on debut. So I just wanted to keep him safe, but on a minor line. 7, 1, 3 and 5.
Yeah, look, I think Gold Baby's the one to beat again. He might even be a little bit closer this time around from that barrier draw of 3. Had 2 last time out, and he only basically had 1 behind him on the home turn, but he was able to finish strongly on the fence. I think he can win again. Excellent pairs goes and just has to carry the big weight here, and he got further back last time out, and that probably happens here again from barrier number 11. He was ridden along late on the inside there. Zach Purton was on board him in a recent trial where he ran 5th. Armour Eagle, of course, Zach rode him last time out from barrier 12 and he won. He's come up with barrier 2, so I think he's up for consideration again for Jamie Richardson to Lyle Hewitson, who did place on this horse going back 2 runs ago. And seizing the moment, I've thrown him in from barrier number 6 here. Covered a bit of ground down the side last start and was beaten 2.5 behind Humble Star. 7, 1, 3 and 2.
A very popular top 3, both 7, 1 and 3, the selections for Paul and Tom in the last of the day. We have seen races 8 and 9 here on Racing to Win, which means, Paul, there are 7 races before we get there. Who are some winners, please?
There are, aren't there? So I've got, I think Lariz can win the first. He's still a well-rated horse. A Dazzling Fellow, he's up in trip, which I think will really suit him. E-Legend's been downgraded. Pecking Succeeders only had the 1 start, went really well on debut here. Solar Partner was a tragedy beaten at his last start. Prime Minister, now he's a good each way bet, I think, because he had a really tough run last time. His work's been good leading into it. And Righteous Aaron, another one that really caught the eye at his last start.
Of those, Solar Partner, as you said, tragedy beaten last time, as you value bet. You can't do that this week. Is he your best or are you gone elsewhere?
Well, he couldn't really do it last time. He came up at 3.2. He was punted off the boards. Yeah, I am. Race 5, number 3, Solar Partner. And we're going to do Prime Minister each way. Should be double figure price, Prime Minister. Excuses last time, like him over the 1800 metres. We'll either play in race 3 with E-Legend, Young Life Forever. All is good.
Best for me comes up in race number 8, number 1, Adios for Zach Purton and Frankie Laura. 2-time winner should get a better run this time round from barrier 4. Ballistic Man in class 5, he's got no form at all, but his trial up at Chungfar recently was okay, drops in grade. Excellent pairs, Armour Eagle, Gold Baby, the QQT in the last.
We'll go with an informed horse, race 4, number 6 for an informed jockey and an informed trainer. Vincent Ho and Chris So, Legion of Merit, the horse. Race 2, number 7, Success All Stars, a well-rated horse. Both of those wins have been course and distance. And the play race 4, a QQP for Chilchibi, 6 Legion of Merit and 8 Packing Succeeder for 6 and 8. That has been Racing to Win for Wednesday night, Tom. Then we're back at Sharp 10 on Sunday.
Group 1 and Group 3 racing there with the sprinters in action and over the 1800 metres, and we've got a few 4-year-olds going around in another race, Paul.
We're looking forward to the Lucky Sway Ness versus Wellington battle. That'll be a really good race.
We'll preview that later in the week. That's been Racing to Win. See you at Happy Valley on Wednesday nights.